Rhaegar Targaryen was a controversial figure. Whilst he won the affections of many, he was largely blamed for starting Robert's rebellion by abducting Lyanna Stark, though no one ever knew why. Rhaegar and the Targaryen family may have been defeated by Robert Baratheon and his allies, but both lived on through his younger sister Daenerys and his secret child, Jon Snow. Rhaegar is arguably the most important off-screen Game of Thrones character, so let's learn all about his life. Prince Rhaegar Targaryen was the oldest son of the Mad King Aerys II Targaryen and his sister-wife Queen Rhaegar. The Hand of the King, Tywin Lannister, desired for his daughter Cersei to marry Rhaegar, but Aerys insulted Tywin by stating his daughter was beneath the prince. Instead, Rhaegar was married to Elia Martell of Dorne, with whom he had 2 children, a daughter named Rhaenys and then a son named Aegon. In spite of Elia's love and loyalty to him, Rhaegar rode past his wife after winning the great tourney at Harrenhal to place a crown of winter roses on Lyanna Stark's lap. The action especially angered Robert Baratheon, who was betrothed to Lyanna. Whilst Rhaegar clearly felt something towards her, the reasons for his abduction of Lyanna were never answered. When the Mad King brutally executed Lyanna's father Rickard and oldest brother Brandon, Eddard Stark and Robert Baratheon joined forces with several other houses to overthrow the Targaryen dynasty. During the subsequent war, named the War of the Usurper or Robert's Rebellion, Rhaegar initially remained in Dorne with Lyanna. However, he was summoned to lead the royalist forces in what would be known as the Battle of the Trident. During the fighting, Rhaegar came face to face with Robert in a ford on the Trident River. After a swing of Robert's warhammer, Rhaegar was slain. The ferocity of the strike smashed the rubies from the prince's armour, which led to the site becoming known as the Ruby Ford. Robert and his men then won the battle shortly after, which marked the beginning of the end for the Targaryen dynasty. The main reason why such a high number of houses had remained loyal to the Mad King was due to the loyalty they felt towards his son and heir, Rhaegar. With the prince dead, House Targaryen's popular support fell drastically. Shortly afterwards, Tywin Lannister betrayed the king and sacked King's Landing. During the chaos, Gregor Clegane, known as the Mountain That Rides, raped Rhaegar's wife and fatally stabbed her. The Targaryen dynasty finally crumbled when Sir Jaime Lannister murdered the Mad King. Rhaegar fled to the Targaryens' ancestral seat of Dragonstone, where she died giving birth to Daenerys. After her passing, Daenerys and her older brother were taken across the Narrow Sea by a loyalist to live in exile in free cities. Back in Dorne, at the Tower of Joy, Lyanna faced a very similar fate. Sir Gerald Hightower and Sir Arthur Dayne, who originally rode to Dorne to have Prince Rhaegar fight in the Battle of the Trident, remained at the Red Mountains for unexplained reasons. They were both confronted by Ned Stark and his small group of bannermen. Although Hightower was killed early on in the fight, Sir Arthur Dayne more than held his own against Ned's men. As the greatest knight of his generation, Dayne defeated nearly every man, save for 2. As he gained the upper hand against Ned, Howland Reed impaled him from behind. Stark soon after executed Dayne. After rushing to the aid of his dying sister, Ned realised why Rhaegar had kept 2 members of the Kingsguard at the tower. They were guarding Rhaegar and Lyanna's child. Lyanna made Ned promise her that he would keep the child's heritage a secret, since Robert would kill any Targaryen, rivaling his claim to the throne. Just like Rhaegar, Lyanna passed away due to complications from childbirth, whilst her son lived in exile. Ned took the child as his bastard son, living by the promise of his sister, even if it scarred his honour. Subsequently, Jon was raised at Winterfell, just like a Stark. Whether it was through love or rape, Rhaegar's only child continued his legacy, though in secret. Some claim Jon Snow was the prince that was promised, whilst others thought his sister Daenerys was Azor Ahai. Either way, with 2 claims to the Iron Throne, the Targaryen dynasty looked to return. Now it's time for this week's question. Do you think Lyanna and Rhaegar were secretly in love, or do you think Rhaegar simply did just kidnap her? Let me know in the comments below. Today's video is the finale of the series, but don't worry, season 2 will come around in the future. I wanted to cover the life of Rhaegar to not only coincide with the big reveal of Jon Snow's parentage, but to bring the series in full circle, since the first episode ever was the rise of the Mad King. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this series as a whole, and thanks so much for the support throughout. In the meantime, make sure to check out my Star Wars related content and to keep it locked here to the Kangazans. Aurra Singh was born in the polluted urban sprawl of Nar Shaddaa. Growing up not knowing the identity of her father, Singh's mother was too poor to raise her. Almost by default, she quickly fell into a life of crime, later becoming a cold-hearted killer. Known for her chalk-white skin and built-in comb-like antenna, the near-human was an expert sniper and trained assassin who was willing to work for anyone so long as the price was right.